because I made them. I think they're all good actually because I made them, of course. But this is when I realized I was screwed when I got my degree. Ready? This is awesome too because of course it has a story. Because you know me, I got the story. All right. We had not Tim Bacon. We had the Prime Minister of Israel speak on my commencement. He had a very heavy Israeli accent, so it was really hard to hear him. But we actually had him speak at my commencement in June of 1995, graduating class. So many years ago. And I don't know about Ohio State, but everybody had to smoke marijuana still. And I remember one time I was with my friend Neil, and we went down High Street, and he's like, "Is everybody smoking marijuana?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I guess." And of course, at the graduation ceremony, someone's going, "Mom and Dad, can't wait to eat." Oh yeah. You know, the Buckeye leaf does kind of like a marijuana leaf, so, you know, what can you say? Be that as it may, it's life's narratives. Let's get back to I knew I screwed up with my degree. I'm sorry. I knew I screwed up with the degree Renee chose for moi. In my class, there was 2,600 BAs. Yes, I went BA, folks. I could not do the BS because I can't do the math and science. You know that. We talked about that already. And I was like, excuse my language, like, what the fuck am I going to do with my life? So, at the best time possible, after you're about to get, right before you're about to get your diploma, you're like, maybe we should ask people what you should do with this degree. I shit you not. I looked at being a crime scene investigator, I was a criminology club, whatever. And I was like, yeah, I don't really want that. And then there was the possibility of law school, except I failed horribly in a summer law, pre-Constitution class. And I asked him, is this summer law school? And he's like, oh no, law school is much harder. And I'm like, I failed, I'm out. So I, peace out, What was I going to say? Oh, yeah. So then I started asking people, it's like, why don't you network? Why don't you do this? I was sending out resumes, whatever. I didn't know what the hell I was applying for. If it said criminology, I applied for it. It said criminology, I applied for it. It said criminology, I applied for it. Little did I know, the big mouths down in Florida said, nope, you can't be a security guard from the Ohio State, from getting your degree from Ohio State University back then, because it was before they spent the big 15, 20 million to get the put on to the private S college kind of name. I started asking people, I shit you not, we're sitting down and everybody was talking over the Prime Minister of Israel. And it was very, like I said, it was very, very hard dialect. But and I started asking people, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm asking them at the graduation ceremony, how unprepared are you in life? I had one degree. I had one job that actually related to what my major was. TRW in Excel, analyzing fingerprints, and I got paid really good money. It's like halfway downtown. Unfortunately, what TRW and the FBI actually found out was people analyzing fingerprints are 100% ineffective compared to computers. Also, I had to take a box. And I had to take essays. That's a whole nother story altogether. So I'm asking people, what are you going to do? 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 And I I know everybody's like, this is your graduation. You should have had this all planned out and everything. You know me, the only thing I planned out was my leather coat. If you look at that story, that's a good one too. So, probation officer, probation officer, probation officer, probation officer, probation officer. I knew a guy that was waiting for years to get an OHP. OHP called me, and I'm like, you know what? You have people that are out there waiting to get called in. Why don't you go with them? Don't call me. Don't call me. You know, that is not my life goal. I would not want to take any position away from anyone else. That is what they've always wanted to do. That is such a precious gift. That is such a precious gift. I can't explain to you how much I wish I had whatever to make that happen. Way back when. Probation officer, and a lot of probation officers, OHP. One guy wanted to go to East LA. He was a little off, but whatever. He wanted to be in the shit. East LA had the shit, man. You know, you had Crips, you had Bloods. You know, he wanted to be there. That's where he was going after graduation, packing his shit up and going to LA or Compton or wherever. I don't know. I'm not really good at geography. So keep in mind, I did get my degree, and the trooper had to keep my mom away because she was wearing like this orange dress, and she's like all shaking and everything, and she's like, he was like, ma'am, relax, ma'am, relax. And I'm like, I'm not gonna relax, you know, and she was very happy. And I got my degree, and I ran with the fucker. I ran with it. Because it was so hard for everything. For me, so hard. And we couldn't get a job. Went to Cleveland. I was working at, where were you working? Safe Hourglass, changing the clothes. Drove halfway to Cleveland, found out I couldn't get a job there. Applied for other things, couldn't get a job. I was actually in a halfway house. I didn't even know what a halfway house was. I was so naive. I saw guys walking around in slippers. I couldn't get that job with my degree. I went back home, insurance, I know the claims. I applied for a lot of other companies, you know, and I talked to you guys about that little, you know, trying to get something from Judge Secor, of Secor Road, of that family, and, you know, nothing was there either. This is a warning. If you are in school right now, and either you're going to debt, you're using your own money, you're using your parents' money or whatever, what do you want to do? What do you want to do? You know, people are like, oh, I'll get into computers now. And I hear it all the time, and I see it all the time, and it is a farce. I have 15 years in computers. Before that, account management, before that, sales, before that, you know, logistics, operations. You have to have an idea of what you want to do. It does not matter the major. It does not matter the major. School taught me one thing to get stuff done. What really taught me was in between school. In between school was taught. I worked, I painted, I hauled 5-gallon buckets on my bike. I did whatever I could do. I slept in my friend's car when I worked at UPS. You have to find education in the non-education part. Because life is going to treat you hard at times. Very hard. And it doesn't give up. Find out what you want to do. See if the classes and what you really want in life. Write down your passion. Write down what you get excited about. Write down things that you could never think you could possibly do. Write down all that. Eliminate what is possible right now, impossible right now, but is possible in the future. Goals. I never wrote down my goals. I never wrote down my goals. One time, actually, I wrote down my goals. That's right. One time, I said I was going to go to Ohio State, and before that, I said I was going to varsity and get a varsity coat. Back to that varsity coat again. A varsity jacket. And ADHD, I don't know what it was, but, my parents always pushed me. My parents always gave me the time and always gave me the effort. And I still remember I used to have this Porsche 944 magazine thing I pulled out and I put it up there. And my mom was telling me, you want this? You want this? She's like, you want this? Because I had no attention span. She's like, to get this, you got to get this to get that. It is a simple correlation, but it made sense right now so much. So much. And actually, it was helping me spell the word encyclopedia. ENCYCLOPEDIA. Mom, I do love you. So, that's all I really want to say. Write down what you're passionate about. Don't worry so much about the education. It's very hard nowadays. It's very hard. Monopoly was starting in the Depression, folks. Ideas. It's all about ideas. Write them down. Put something by your bed. Whatever it is. It could be as frivolous as you could imagine, but it could happen. Never stop pushing. Peace out. Do something good for humanity.